Hello.
Hi everybody, how you doing?
Are you excited?
I'm excited. This is
Okay.
gonna be fun.
I
You don't
can't
know
even
Twyla
get
like
my
I do.
hello
This is
off
gonna be
right.
fun. She's a little. You'll
Why
see.
are you saying stuff before you're supposed to be saying stuff?
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Hi,
my bad.
everybody. Welcome back to Club PK,
It
where
is
we talk
banter.
about
We can talk about whatever we want.
the secret lives of PKs in an effort to bridge the gap between PKs and what do we call other people? Regular people? Oh,
Regular
church,
normies. We
no,
call them
church, yeah,
normies.
normies, church communities. Welcome back. Let me press my buttons. Like, share, subscribe.
Yes, please like, share, subscribe. We know a
Uh,
lot of you are watching the replay, so it's
yes,
still it's still okay to like, share, and subscribe. It's okay.
please do. It
You
helps
can
us a
still do
lot.
it. Helps us out. Our sponsors in particular really love it when we just share, just get the word out. We got a good one today. Today's sponsor, you're not gonna
And
want to
I
miss
don't
it.
remember who it is,
You
so
are
I don't
not
tell
gonna
me.
want to miss
Oh
it.
wait, I can look.
It's just right there.
Oh,
but you
this
still,
is
but
this,
you haven't seen
this
the
is
commercial though.
this is so stupid. Anyway,
You were
it's,
there for the recording, but
it's
you haven't
so
seen the
dumb.
commercial. So this is
Yeah,
this is fun. So this is what's fun for me. I do the editing, so we'll record something, and it's Claire's idea 8 times out of 10. Most of the time, it's her idea, and we'll write the script together. We'll record, but then I'll take it and I'll make it a video. And Claire sees it for the first time on the show, so it's always fun for me to watch her reaction because she'll be remembering what we said, and it was a while ago. It was like
it,
I think we made this one is like May or something,
it's
so
been
it's been a
no.
while. Life
It hadn't
life
been
is
that
life
long,
since
has
then.
it?
I think it was May. When was I up there? We made it when I was up there.
That was June. Julia's graduation.
Was that June?
I think so.
I think it was
I
May.
don't remember. I
I think it was
you
the end
might.
of
I
May.
don't know. Yeah, it's been a minute, so I
It's been a
definitely
while.
don't like when I looked at the title. I remember that it was dumb, but like I don't remember the ins and outs. So yes, our sponsors, including tonight's sponsor, loves it when you guys like and subscribe,
Subscribe. Nice.
share. Let me say this right now. I'm sleep deprived.
Mm,
I'm also on some medication right now because I'm having back issues. So
mm.
that's not the last time I'm going to slur my words. Also, there's a storm coming, and my power has gone out 4 times today. So
Wow.
I might disappear at some point. I'll try and come back. So if that happens, it's Mother Nature. It's fine. Paul will be here holding down the fort, but I'll try and stay as long as I can.
I'm in Alabama, and our guest is in New York, so I don't think either one of us is troubled by weather.
Yeah.
So we'll be okay. We'll keep talking.
Yeah,
If they're
the power here sucks apparently because the storm's not even really here yet, and already power's going out. So
yeah, I was gonna tell a
Maryland.
joke about where you live, but I'll keep it to myself. All right, so that might be
Yeah.
part of the issue. But anyway,
I'm sure it is because Tennessee power, it takes a lot.
yeah,
There have been tornadoes and stuff, and I was like,
right,
there was a tornado.
right.
I
You didn't
didn't
even
even know.
know. Just slept
So
through that joint.
exactly. So it's different up
You used to
here.
sleep through earthquakes when we were
You guys are
kids. We moved to
yeah, I did. I
California,
did.
and there was an earthquake, and I remember the one time there was an earthquake, and it was bad enough to
This
wake us
story
all up.
makes me sad. Go
It
ahead
was
and
the
tell it
middle of the
though.
night. It was bad enough to wake everybody up. And John and I shared a room back then, and we got up and went to the front of the house, and mom and dad were up, and the power was out, and dad was like, "Let's go out to the car so we can listen to the radio." So the four of us, Claire was still in bed. The four of us went out to the car and turned on the radio and left Claire sleep. Like, why are we waking up the baby? She was like maybe 4 or 5, something
This
like that.
is like
Like, why are we waking up the baby? You know what I'm saying? Let her
this is
sleep.
what it's like to be in my family. They'll do stuff, and I'll just be
Like,
do I exist? Like, how you just
like what
gonna
happened?
anyway? It's fine. That's why I'm so defensive all the time, and like this, people wonder. It's because of the
That's
family
why.
I
That's
grew
why you
up
don't
in.
have your last name on the screen. It's just
Exactly.
Clarice. You don't want to be part of no family. Love y'all.
That's not true, mom and dad. That's not true. Mhm.
All right. So excited about tonight's guest. Let's bring her on here in a second. Twyla Grider is our guest. Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me get my sound effects going. That's not
We
it.
can we
That's
can
not.
never hear those.
That's not the right one.
There hasn't been a single time you've done this that we've actually heard the sound effect.
Hey, I'm pressing the buttons. All right, so Twyla Grider. Twyla is a fashion designer who has always loved clothes and art. Her mother, which we'll talk about in a little bit, and her grandmother were both seamstresses. I'm really interested in her family dynamic. We'll talk about that some. She's kind of a middle child in a way, um, and she's a mom. She's a mom, and of course, she's a PK, which is why we are interested in talking to her. She has been a PK since her dad finished school, and
That
she was
didn't sound right. We care
what?
about her even if she's not a PK, but
We care about Twyla regardless.
yeah, say that differently.
I've known so I've known Twyla 20 years now. Well, 19, I guess. So we met in 2006. I remember. I won't tell you why I remember. I remember because the fact that I was 26 and the fact that I was 26 was relevant. So it was 2006 when we met. So I've known Twyla 20 years. We don't really keep up that often anymore, but we're still cool. You know what I'm saying? There's no beef. Um, but I met Twyla outside of any church context, so I didn't even know she was a PK. So I like Twyla because she's Twyla, not because she's a PK. So let me clean that up.
Yeah,
but the reason she's on the show is because she's a PK. Okay, so she's been a PK since her dad finished school. She said she was born when her dad was in college. So pretty much PK life has been her life. We talked a little bit about her experience as a PK, and it's a little different from ours, which is always interesting. So let's bring her on and get it going, ladies and gentlemen. Twyla Grider.
We'll just do our own claps instead of the buttons, since
you can't hear the sound effect is going right now. You can't hear it.
No,
it's on. It's on.
What are you doing?
pressing stuff. Just pressing stuff.
Just press.
I feel like Claire should have like control over the buttons. But
what I actually want to do is edit video. That's what I want to do.
I'm just saying, Paul. But anyway,
Twyla, it worked. It doesn't. So it's not my fault.
That's
okay.
Anyways.
Let's
get started with the questions. No, wait a minute. That's fair. That's it. So that's fair. And let him.
I mean, if it's not his fault, then
I'm pressing the right buttons. It's just the system doesn't work. I don't have the right component for sound. My device works on video on like the computer.
So let's not.
Say what?
Let's not.
Oh wow. Okay.
Just a thought, not a sermon, just a thought.
Okay. All right.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We know you're busy.
Being here. A little bit. It's a lot happening.
So you actually said so. Are we? I kind of want to ask a question immediately because she said something. Twyla, you said something in the what's it called when we're not on yet? In the before times.
Wow. Before times is what we call
Backstage.
it now.
Yeah, there you go.
About like you're getting your space together and stuff. And so Paul already said you're a fashion designer. And you said you just come out of a meeting. So my question is and I'm guessing it's a virtual meeting?
No. Yeah, so I go to platforms, online retailers, that sort of thing, and I actually have to like pitch my line to these people. And so my home is my home / design studio. My poor kid has to live in he has to live in the chaos of it all. But and so I guess it was like a week ago, a little over a week ago, I had to go and pitch in New York. So I gathered all my samples up, put it in a trunk, schlepped over to the city, went to Amazon headquarters, talked to the people over there. And then I schlepped all back. And then literally it was like one thing after the other until I went to Dallas to see my folks. So I'm literally just getting back in as of yesterday. And so my whole studio looks like a tornado ran through it, but it's okay. It's okay.
My question was what happens in these meetings, but you answered that like you're pitching your line.
Yeah, so my little line is very small. It's new. It's only, I guess it's almost 2 years old, but that's new in this business. And so I've been grateful and honored to know a lot of people and work in different cohorts. And so one of my mentors is the CMO for Amazon Fashion, who owns another company. And so she's been helping me prepare to meet with all of these people to hopefully get my clothing brand Eve into stores. So it's
I
very hard.
hear some sort of movie script in this, Paul.
Twyla's life is interesting.
Yeah, so go ahead.
It's something, that's
So
true.
so that would be worth talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, Twyla's life is interesting. I'm a little. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to like childhood and growing up and stuff. I want to talk about that just a little bit. So you said that you have an older brother
Hmm.
and you have a younger foster sister,
Hmm.
and then you grew up with a brother and a sister who aren't blood, but you think of them as brother and sister.
So my older brother Greg was born to my mom and dad. My mom and dad got married right out of high school.
Wow.
My dad chased my mom down and she finally buckled, and they they had a kid and got married, and he was working for IBM as a draftsman, which I guess would be the equivalent, I guess, now of a CAD artist.
Mhm.
And so he was working for IBM for quite some time. And Joe McCoy was running a 10 effort in Lexington, and my mom attended and got baptized. And my dad was good friends with Uncle Joe, but wasn't really interested in joining his church. They just, Uncle Joe had Meredith, who was my brother's age. And so they just had a lot in common, young family with kids, that sort of thing. And then eventually my dad joined the church. And he got moved to Colorado with IBM and was an elder in the church and felt the call to the ministry, which my mother felt some kind of way about. The funny thing is, my mom's the one reason why he's in the church, so she
Right.
really
Right. She
can't.
can't be. She can't be mad.
So she can't be mad. Like he was out,
But
he was
no,
out living his very best life,
being
and
a member of the church is not the same as being a pastor's wife. She
she
That's
drug
tried.
also
him
true.
right on in.
That's also
But
true.
she's the reason, like low key, and it is her fault. So we always say whenever she throws shade, we're always like, "Oh, it's your fault."
Right. Right.
So he went to Oakwood as an older student. And while he was at Oakwood, my mom put him through Oakwood.
Nice.
And
So it's doubly her fault. She paid for it and
oh,
everything.
she paid for it and everything. She's so salty. It's hilarious. And so, and while he was at Oakwood his senior year, I was born.
Nice.
And so, yeah, that's kind of so my siblings were picked up as my dad matriculated to different churches.
Mm.
So his very first church was in Greenville, Mississippi. That's where my big sister Sheila is from and grew up. And she was one of these kids who showed up and never left kind of deal.
Mm.
Like
Mm.
I was so young. I think I was like 2. So I don't remember life without my big sister Sheila.
Yeah.
Like I literally don't remember it.
Yeah.
My brother's best friend was forever at our house, and I don't remember life without Andre. Like this is for real, and it's funny because his older sister is like, "I'm your sister too," but she was so much older even than him. It's like, oh yeah, absolutely. But Andre literally, like, where he like literally followed us everywhere, every church we went. Like somehow Andre ended up living with us,
Wow.
like so like that's my brother. And then when we were in Birmingham, my mother always led out in youth ministries, and there was a young lady that was coming to her Sabbath school class, and not to get into all of her business, but she would come home with us, and eventually she ended up staying with us. And our house was this open door
Mm.
to people who needed love, support, mainly young
Mm-hmm.
people, love, but some adults, and some people had to be kicked out, but or asked to leave politely.
Right. Right. Right.
Um, but yeah, so my parents, particularly my mom, because she's such a social person, she always had an open door policy. But these are the siblings that I truly call my siblings because they are.
Yeah.
Like, maybe not by blood, but they're my siblings.
So with everybody included,
Hmm.
right? Everyone, where are you in the birth order?
I am next to last.
Okay.
My baby sister came to live with us right before I went to Pine Forge. She came to live with us.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you're you're more of a youngest than you are a middle in terms of
I'm
like.
definitely the baby,
Yeah.
and like my siblings always joke that I'm my dad's favorite. I think now that my dad moved to where my brother is, I think one of my brothers is now his favorite. But I was his favorite up until then, I think.
So
Seriously.
I thought of something funny as you were talking. What if your dad, because I think having an open door policy in your home and taking people in is a ministry.
For
It
sure.
is.
For
Mhm.
sure.
What if your
And-
dad felt that call in his life and mistook it for being a pastor?
Well, I can tell you. So I can tell you no, and let me tell you why. Because every person that would show up and never leave, my dad was like, "So who's paying for these groceries?"
Right.
But
He was
he could have
very
just. What if he
very
had?
nice about it, but this was definitely my mother's
It was
call.
your mom's thing.
Okay.
Like it's no mistaken. Like there were people that were living at my parents' house, like they were like fully grown old people, and somehow they would end up and be calling my mom and dad. My dad's like, I'm not that old, but I'm not that old. But yeah, so no, this was my mother's calling. And finally, I think when they lived in Houston, which literally all of her children are grown and out of the house, I think that was like, and plus that was when my mom first got diagnosed with cancer. And I think that was and we're done. Yeah, that was it. But all my life.
That was a funny question, though.
Well, I just think it's interesting. Just
What if your dad
It
was
is
wrong?
hilarious. But I'm so certain that my dad wasn't
right.
I'm gonna put it this way. I'm certain that it was my mom's calling. I'm definitely certain about that. But my siblings, other than Greg, he truly feels very much their dad, a bonus dad, a second dad, in some cases, a stand in the gap dad. He definitely feels that way for sure.
So you said your parents had you when he was in college or his senior year. So your whole life you've been a PK, even though he hasn't.
My whole life. My brother hasn't, which is a whole different. So he lived like this life up until he was like 8, and then everything flipped.
Right.
So that's a
Did you
whole
guys
different dynamic.
how far did they go? I mean, you were a baby, but did they go like we're vegetarian now and no more TV?
Oh yeah. Well, we watched TV, but they were all in for a really long time. And me being the child that I am, and I think it's the way I'll give my mother credit for this in particular. Me being the child that I am, I'm very inquisitive. Like I'm not gonna just do things because someone told me to do it. I need to understand the why in order for me to like be all in about it. So I challenged a lot of the things that didn't make sense to me. And I think it made both of my parents really revisit some of the things that they initially said we couldn't do.
Eddie, does anything stick out to you? Something that you challenged that they rethought?
Yeah. I think the first thing I challenged was the movies. And I can't remember what movie I wanted to go see. But I just thought the whole thing was dumb that we had to wait until Blockbuster had it.
Right. What's the difference?
And I was like, so you mean to tell me that building has a bigger screen and really good popcorn? But I have to wait. And at the time, you had to wait like 6 months.
It was a long time. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Something came out on
So
VHS.
exactly. So I was like, I gotta wait 6 months before we could go to the Blockbuster and rent this movie, and then not only rent the movie and watch it at home, but invite all my friends from church to watch it too.
Right.
It didn't sit well with me, and I asked my parents to show me that in the Bible,
And they couldn't.
and
Of
they
course you
couldn't,
could.
and we all went to the movies like 2 weeks later. I
That's
lie
that's
to you
such
not.
that's
And
I
Greg
love
was
that.
like, "You went where?" My brother Greg was like, "Wait a minute, what?" You know,
How come
because
you
he
got
got
to go?
everything. Yeah, because I'm the kid that like my parents were like, and we're done. Like they retired. I don't know. So
the,
yeah.
the movies thing is always interesting to me. It's not just the movies for us, but I don't know if this is true for you, Claire. But there were some things that I didn't ask for because I assumed the answer was no, and the
Mm,
no didn't come from my parents. It came from our church culture.
yeah.
And people in church are like, we don't do these things. My parents never said those
Hmm.
things.
Hmm.
I remember the first movie I saw in the movies. It was Angels in the Outfield.
good movie.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
The baseball
Um, the
movie?
baseball movie. Yeah. I was
That was what you chose first?
I was 13. I was 13. We
All
were
right.
visiting. We had moved. We lived in California. We had moved. We went back to California to visit the next summer, and some of my friends were going to the movies, and they were like,
Hmm.
"You want to go to the movies with us?" And I was like, "I don't know if I can. I'll ask." I didn't even know what the
Hmm.
movie was. I didn't care. I just wanted to hang out with my friends, And I
Yeah.
asked my dad, and he said sure. And I was, and the way he said yes made me realize I could have been doing this the whole time. Like, there was
Yeah. Like, why are you
like
asking
he was
me?
like,
Like,
who
it was a
cares?
quick yes.
Yeah, he's like, who
Exactly.
cares? It was similar. Something happened a little bit later. When I got my license, I used to drive. I didn't have a car. I used to drive his car all the time. When John was at school, my senior year of high school, and I'd be like, "Hey, I want to go to the thing. Can I borrow the car?" Right? And every time he said yes. So then it got shorter and shorter to the point where I'd be like, "Hey, I'm going to the store." He'd be like, "So?" And it was like, like he just
Why
didn't
are you
care.
telling me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
why are you even
Yeah.
telling me? Here, they have
Yeah.
the keys. Why are we talking right now? So
Yeah.
anyway, that's what the movies things are like. But again, the point I'm making is that the no didn't come from my parents, and I kind of imposed
Yeah.
it on myself.
Yeah. No, the no came from my dad.
Yeah,
It didn't come from my mom, but you have to remember they got indoctrinated into this thing. And my
yeah,
dad was a pastor. So my dad felt like even though there's nothing wrong with this, I don't want it to cause a big
right,
uproar
right.
if someone see
Yes.
like someone saw my uncle who looks a lot like my dad, especially when they were younger. And my family's not Adventist, okay? So my uncle is not Adventist. And my uncle lives in Atlanta, and he was out at a bar with his wife,
Yeah,
chilling. They being
yeah.
grown and
Minding their business.
sexy,
Yeah,
minding their business. And somebody there thought it was my dad with another. First of all, it was twofold. They thought it was my
right.
dad,
He's at a
and
bar
they thought it was my dad at a
with another
bar
chick.
with another woman. It was like a whole hot mess. And we thought it was funny because it's like that was my uncle. We knew exactly what it was. So my
Right.
like everyone was like, come on. But so my dad was like very cautious
Mm-hmm.
because he didn't grow up in this. He wasn't
Mm-hmm.
like third generation Adventist minister.
Mm-hmm.
He was Joe from Lexington. And so he was very cautious about how people perceived him, probably for the first 10 or 12 years of his ministry. And I think something happened in Huntsville. I don't know what, but it really did free whatever it was, it freed him when he was in Huntsville. And he started to, it may have happened in Jackson, Mississippi, actually, but he's really started to kind of like, for lack
Live
of a
his
better
life.
word, yeah, loosen up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so it was
you were
that,
like you were like
and
10ish around that time.
when we moved to Huntsville, I was 13.
Okay. So you were
I
born in
was,
Huntsville, moved away, and then moved back as a teenager.
yeah.
But then you went to Pine Forge. How long were you at Pine
Mhm.
Forge?
I was just there a year, so a lot of people
Okay.
think I've been there for a really long time. My parents moved from Huntsville my 10th grade year, and I finished up at Oakwood Academy. And they moved to Birmingham, and there wasn't an Adventist school. They didn't have anywhere for me to stay in Huntsville. So, and I wanted to go to Pine Forge because two of my best friends were there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I want to go to Pine Forge, and my parents were like, okay, we'll try it. And it was fine, and I loved it. I had like a love-hate relationship with Pine Forge. And then I came back to Oakwood Academy because we had some friends of the family that moved to Huntsville. And it was more so like my brother graduated from Oakwood Academy. So this is kind of like legacy, what I should do. But when I came back, it was a horrible year.
Mm.
I
Mm.
probably should have stayed my tail right at Pine Forge, but I don't know. I was a moody teenager. Who knows
So,
what would have
so you
happened?
don't have a sweater,
I don't have a sweater.
man. That sucks.
I have a jacket from
Okay.
Oakwood Academy, a leather
Okay.
jacket,
It's not the
Letterman
same, Twyla.
jacket.
Not the same.
I don't know. My leather Letterman jacket. I had people from Pine Forge being like, "Yo, can you do that in PFA colors?" I posted one time, and like literally I got DM like several times from people being like, "That's hot."
I,
I remember when
I,
we picked those colors. I picked those colors.
it's that maroon joint.
No,
What am I imagining?
No, I don't know. It's navy with white leather sleeves,
Oh,
and it
that
has
feels like a
yellow
concept.
and navy trim. Like all the
Mhm.
letters are yellow, gold, navy, and gold. It's dope. It is. And I remember picking the colors. It was me and my friend Noma Gwebu and my Tonya Paul, rest in peace.
Oh,
We picked the colors for the jacket. I remember because everybody wanted dark color sleeves, and I was like, no, white leather is dope. It's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
I pushed for that. And now I pull it out occasionally, and people be like,
Everybody's
oh,
like, "Yo, that's sick." So you were
it
you were already
aged well.
designing. You were
It
already
aged
designing back
well.
then.
I
right.
was. I
Is that something
was.
you've always? Is that when did that start? Like, do you remember?
I don't. I've always. No, so my mom used to make my dad's suits at Oakwood because they were poor.
Nice.
And then she would make her a dress out of whatever was left.
Wow.
Oh wow. So
And
matching stuff.
you know it was the 70s
Right.
and the 80s. And so then when we went to as we went different places, my mom would always let me go to the fabric store and pick some things and make my Barbie clothes. And I didn't know my grandmother well, but my grandmother taught my mom how to sew. My grandmother passed when I was really small. And so it was always fostered by everyone around me. I would go to Lexington, and my godmother, rest in peace, she would buy me all the Teen Vogues and everything. And I'd make my little paper dolls out of them. And like, it was always something I wanted to do. Some of the
Wow.
outfits were crazy, but I was experimenting.
So my guess then is that what did you major in?
Fashion design.
Okay, so my guess is when you chose that didn't surprise anybody. Nobody, they were just supportive.
It's funny. So when I went, so here we go with this PK stuff.
Uh-oh.
At Oakwood, especially because I was in South Central Conference, they give you this crazy, I don't know if they do now, but at the time they gave you like an insane tuition discount. I mean, it
Mhm.
was like 70% or something crazy
I think
like
it's higher
that.
than that now.
And then on top of that, I had a super high GPA and everything. So Robert Edwards was like, apply to all the black schools and then get Oakwood a match. So Oakwood ended up paying me my freshman year because I had over scholarships. Like
Wow.
I had that many.
They don't do
Well,
that no more.
I know.
I squandered it because I didn't want to be there. I didn't
Mm.
know
You
where I
said
wanted to.
freshman.
I squandered it. I literally did not go to class, and
Wow.
because I wanted to go to Spelman, but we couldn't afford Spelman, and Spelman wasn't giving me that kind of money.
Mm.
Mm.
So I squandered it, and then I sat home that summer, and my parents were like, I remember this vividly. I was working at the Gap, and everybody in our church was going back to Oakwood, and my parents were like, "Twyla, you haven't packed, you haven't done anything,"
You're
and I
like,
was
I
like,
ain't going.
"Cause I ain't going," and they were like, "What?" I was like, I'm not going. I want to go to California to go to FITM. And my parents were like, we're not paying for that.
And then you packed it with Oakwood.
No, I didn't actually. And so what I did was because Oka didn't have my major, and I really just thought it was the 13th grade. And so for me, I've been, I've been in Advent school my whole life.
Yeah.
And it felt like the 13th grade. Everybody knew
Yeah.
me, everybody knew my brothers. It was not a pleasant experience. And so my dad said, well, you got to go to school, and it has to be a state school because that's all we're going to help you with. And even then, we're only helping you so much and you have to figure the rest out. So the choice was between Auburn and University of Alabama. And University of Alabama had a bad reputation of being racist, so I chose Auburn.
Mhm.
I literally I went down to the campus and I was like, this is pretty. This will work. And that was it.
I must have blocked that out. I forgot. I didn't remember. I don't remember you went to Auburn. I must have.
I graduated from Auburn with a degree, a double major in marketing and fashion merchandising.
Wow. We have to
In
take a
fashion merchandising.
we have to take a commercial break. We're actually 2 minutes late, but
Cares?
I've been to Auburn once. My cousin Jeremy graduated from Auburn, and
Where
For
you
some
go?
reason.
I wore as much crimson as I possibly could. I actually had a new blazer made, and it was crimson. It's a custom blazer. I've only worn it like 3 times. It was
That was
so
one of the
worth
times.
it. So worth it.
That's Paul in a
That's what I had it
nutshell.
made for. I had it made for that.
I ain't even gonna tell you what's in my head right now. It's not appropriate for your beautiful podcast.
All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Twyla. Hey, Claire, what are your plans for the 4th this year?
I love a good barbecue. I need to find one to crash, though, because I can never cook properly on one of those things.
Well, I'm something of a grill master, and I found the perfect product for people like you, people who love barbecue and even love to cook, but haven't quite mastered the barbecue grill yet.
Ah, tell me more.
Moses's Burning Bush Barbecue Wood Chips. The perfect wood chips for your next barbecue because it is sourced from the actual burning bush on Mount Horeb.
Tired of burnt, tough meat that your Uncle Johnny cooks on the grill?
Is your fractured jaw still healing from last year's disastrous barbecue celebration?
Well, we've got the product just for you. Moses's Burning Bush Barbecue Wood Chips. Your meat is guaranteed to be moist, tender, and delicious, since the wood you're using for the fire was near one of God's favorite people at one point.
And since the wood is burned but not consumed, you only need a few twigs to unlock that sanctified Old Testament aroma in your modern day meat.
It doesn't matter if you're using lamb, beef, chicken, turkey, or any of the thousands of varieties of veggie meat. You're sure to have an amazing barbecue experience with Moses's Burning Bush Barbecue Wood Chips.
But there is one caveat. No pork allowed within 25 yards of the grill when you're using Moses's Burning Bush Barbecue Wood Chips. If anyone near the grill can even see any unclean meat at any point during the event, the entire campsite might go up in flames.
And one more thing. You have to hide your face whenever you flip your meat.
That's a good point. Oh, and you'll need to loosen your sandals from off your feet, for the place you'll be grilling on will be holy ground.
But it'll all be worth it with Moses's Burning Bush Barbecue Wood Chips. And if you purchase 2 bags within the next 30 seconds, they'll throw in Jethro's grilling tools for half off the original price.
That's right. If you purchase 2 bags within the next 30 seconds, they'll throw in Jethro's grilling tools for half off the original price.
Moses's Burning Bush Barbecue Wood Chips. When your meat is cooked, but not consumed. Oh, time's up. I hope you got your orders in.
Oh God.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for our sponsor. Now we were actually supposed to have this episode.
Yeah.
Our original date was June 25th. But then I realized that's my wedding anniversary, so we had to move to another date. That was a bad choice to schedule anything on that
I'm gonna
day.
need you to do better, bro.
8 years. 8 years we celebrated.
That's not even long.
It's not that long. It's not that
Right.
long.
It's not long enough for you to forget is your
It's
point.
not long
Right.
Yeah.
Like, come on, do better.
I feel like I made up for it though.
Oh.
I'm traded. Anyways, so anyway, What's
I
funny
hope
about
so.
those
Good for her. Yay,
What's funny
girl.
about those commercials is I could hear you and me trying not to laugh
Yeah,
when we were
yeah,
reading the stupid
sure.
script that we wrote.
For sure.
Like it's so stupid. I mean that the sponsor sent us. Thank you to our sponsors. We
Thanks
appreciate
to our
it.
sponsors for those
Yeah.
beautifully written
Yeah.
scripts. We're just reading somebody
Yeah.
else's.
What they sent us. And you can get your Moses barbecue wood chips for next July 4. Or isn't there something else coming before some barbecue holiday?
People barbecue on Labor Day, don't they? Do they?
Labor Day, there you go.
Is that
Get
true?
your wood
That's the
chips for
next
Labor Day.
barbecue, Labor Day.
But actually, my neighbor across the street literally barbecues every Saturday, every single Saturday, rain or shine. He opens up
Some
his
people do
smoker and
fish
his grill. He
fish
just
fry Fridays,
yeah,
like
we
in
used to
the
do that too.
fish fry
Mhm.
Fridays.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so get
barbecue
your
doesn't have to be an event. It can be just a weekly thing you do.
exactly.
You know
My
what I'm
brother
saying?
does fish fry Fridays
Does he?
Where's your brother now?
in Dallas.
Okay.
You can't crash this Friday.
No.
This Friday.
Sorry.
We used to do fish fry when Brian stayed with me. We did fish fry Fridays for it was like 6 months.
Mhm.
We went down to the farmers market and got fresh fish from them and fried it up. Stuff was good.
Mhm.
I'm old school. I'm still like, well, I can't say I'm vegetarian because I like chicken. I'm a chicketarian.
Chickentarian. I don't think that's a thing.
Nope.
I only eat chicken,
I think you're just a meat eater. I think it's just,
Right. It's just
but I don't eat the other stuff. I
you
just
don't eat fish? Really? Literally
really.
just chicken. That is very strange.
I don't like anything else.
Oh. Well, that's not
What?
a diet choice. You just don't like it. That's just
right.
Give me a good fry pad with cheese. I'll take it over
I
a
had that the other
cheeseburger
day.
any
Fried
day.
pats.
Where do you find fry pats?
At
Only
the
place I
ABC.
know is Oakwood.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
nobody else
saying.
sells
Like,
that
where
crap.
do y'all find fry pats outside of? I can get it.
Yo, my parents used to live in Huntsville right before they moved to Dallas, and that was like the first thing I wanted was fry pad with cheese. I was like,
Really?
okay, I just need to go. I never would go on campus for anything else. I'd be like, let me get that fry pad with cheese, and on Thursdays the fried chick with the macaroni.
Mm-hmm. That was the
So
one meal in that
good.
cafeteria. Fried chicken mac. That was good
Yeah, that was the best.
on them Thursdays.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about your design work and all that for a little bit here.
Okay.
Tell us about your company.
Okay. Stellar Creative Collective, we are a boutique design firm. So we mainly do a lot of product development, but lately I've been getting all kinds of random projects. So we did a couple years ago, we did the costume design for the World Games down in Birmingham. So
Nice.
my company had the contract for that. And so we did over 400 costumes. And we had a team of about 35 that I managed and budget and everything. And that was pretty cool because it was broadcasted all over the world.
That is
So
crazy.
Impressive.
we did the opening closing ceremony. So it was cool because I got to meet people like Sheila E. and I went to
Nice.
see Colin's home and measured, him. And I got to do a lot of traveling over that year, which was really cool. And then we had a great team at University of Alabama, Birmingham. Their theater department killed it. They really came through. We worked a lot with University of Alabama actually on prop design, and just it was really this collective effort. And so that was like the biggest project a couple of years ago. And then I'm starting to get a little bit into interiors um, and product development. So when people have these bright ideas, but they don't know how to bring them to life, we do prototype and branding development and stuff like that.
So we say product development. You're talking about clothing specifically, or other stuff?
No, like
Okay.
I have a client. I have a client that's working on for lack of I can't because I have non-disclosure, but
Oh,
it's
right.
like a apparatus of some sort that
Gotcha.
he had in his head, and he had these little janky designs that he drew out, but through communication, we went through several prototypes. We are on prototype 3 now. And now he's going to his investors to see if he can raise money to bring it to market. So,
Wow. So you're talking about any kind of product. If I have an idea for a new case for my thing and I can't figure it out, I can come to you. You can help me figure this out. And wow, so it doesn't have to be clothing. That's awesome.
no, it doesn't have to be clothing. It started out as clothing, but what happened was this is the thing. I did it because Black people are some of the most creative people I have ever met in my life. Like, we
For
gonna
sure.
figure it out.
Yeah.
We gonna Jimmy rig something. We gonna
Yeah.
figure it out. But what often happens is we don't know how to get it from here, this great idea that Uncle so and so had at the cookout, to an actual product. So what ends up happening is we end up telling people about it, and then someone swoops in
Yeah.
and here's the idea, develops it because they have the capital, and it goes to market. So I at least get it from cousin so and so talking about it at the cookout to a physical product that they can at least then shop to investors. And we deal with, like, how are we going to produce it, mass produce it? How are we going to scale it? Like, what does that look like from a costing point of view? And because I've been in the industry, in the fashion design industry for 15 plus years, I've I have these relationships that are fashion related, but a lot of times the manufacturers know people that do other things.
Right. It's just leveraging relationships, just building your
It's
network.
basic.
All that.
That's
Yeah.
basically, I'm using my network.
Yeah.
Artists, manufacturers, local and abroad. I have a great partnership with a company over in India. I do a lot of things with them. Hopefully, I'll be in India this September,
Nice.
working for a client over there.
So I don't think you answered this question. If I have an idea, how does someone get in touch with you
Mm-hmm.
if they want to actually
Sure.
do this?
Sure. I have an Instagram page at Stellar Creative Collective. They can always DM me. I took the website down right before World Games because there were all this copyright stuff happening.
Mm.
And then so now I have to get it back up. But they can DM me there. They can email me, Twyla.Grider at Stellar Creative Collective.
Doing banners for?
And
What'd you say,
huh?
Paul?
You making banners for these things?
No, I wasn't, but I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can DM me or email me. I'm pretty good. I'm actually better at emailing than DMing because I'm old. But
I was actually because I hit you up via Facebook. We hadn't spoken
and the
in
funny thing is,
probably a
I'm
decade.
never on Facebook. You
Yeah.
caught me, like, it was like one moment in time. It was like literally this small window. I'm never on Facebook,
Yeah.
but yeah,
And I figured that I was like, this is all I have. Let me just see what happens,
nah, it's all good. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Is
Instagram,
this
if
right?
yeah, that's it.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, in any of those two, I'm more on Instagram than I am on Facebook. Usually, whatever's on Facebook is because I've just connected it to my Instagram. But if you want to get like a quick response, email me, and I'm really good about that because I usually will get back to you within 48 hours to say, okay, let's talk about it, or we'll do a 15-minute consult. So, yep.
Nice.
So what about tell me about your line?
So, Eve by Twilight is a women's contemporary brand. And one of the things that we hold dear is we're for modern women, we're size inclusive. So a lot of the things go up to size 18. We only use natural fibers. So no plastic, so no polyester, none of that stuff. And it came out of me really looking for clothes that I felt comfortable in,
Mm.
um, and that I didn't want to do any harm by wearing clothes that aren't breathable. But also, when we discard the clothes, they would break down.
Mm.
So by using natural fibers, I don't really have to think about once we discard this dress and it goes into a landfill somewhere, it's not going to decompose. It absolutely is going to decompose because
Right.
it's cotton
Right.
or it's real leather,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
vegan
Yeah.
leather that's plastic. So skin decomposes.
Right.
It's silk, so it's it decomposes. So um, those were the two things that I wanted to hold dear. And as I kind of started more and more, I realized there was a need for a true American sportswear line that was easy and you didn't really have to like, how you see like all these really fashionable Instagram girls and you're like, that looks cute on her, but can I wear it? Like, I just wanted clothes that people could actually wear that was, I call it wearable luxury. Like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of these luxury brands, a lot of their stuff, if you look in the tags, it's like polyester and you
Mm-hmm.
pay $500 for a polyester shirt.
Mm.
Um, I want you to be able to wear it. I want the gals in their 40s that are Perry and Post and more. I want them to be able to sweat and not stink.
Right.
I want them to feel the breeze and the breeze actually hits their body.
Right.
Like, so just all of those things I was thinking about because those were things that I was looking for. And I was looking for things that were under $500. Like, can I get that and it not be first month's and last month's rent and security deposit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. and it just be within my budget. And so I couldn't find it, so I made it.
Wow.
It sounds like you've made a lot of connections along the way. I'm guessing you have a large network of people that you can call for certain things, and I'm wondering how that started because I know sometimes being a part of the Adventist church can be really useful depending on who you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's Adventists everywhere.
And also, what
Mhm.
industry you're in?
Also, what industry you're in. So I'm wondering if your PK-ness helped you at all when you were starting to make these connections and starting to network, or was it just you grinding and you just had
It
to figure
wasn't,
out?
I'll say this, it wasn't me grinding, but it was not my PK.
Mm.
We as Black people, as Adventists, we're always ready to be like, rah, 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 we support, we support. But then when it's time to support, we don't
Uh-huh.
support. Um, Now, I will say one of my angel investors is a family friend who happened to be Adventist, but the other next largest investor, other than my family, I met at Auburn.
Yeah.
He was in one of my classes at Auburn. So I would say my connection being a PK, that wasn't it.
Mm-hmm.
It was me working in the industry for 15 years and networking and meeting people and going to the thing that I didn't want to go to meet the people, to meet the other people. Because although I sit here and kiki with you guys, when I get out into that real world, I'm actually really shy.
Mm.
Mm.
And I'm very much, I don't want to say I'm a wallflower, but it is a very intimidating thing to this day. And I've been doing it for 15 years.
Would you
So
call
it
yourself
doesn't
an
get
introvert?
better.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
I am. And no one believes that of me except for the person that I'm dating. He totally believes it because he's not an introvert.
Right.
But which
You'll
is
be like,
why.
I don't want to do that. You'll be like,
Well, he's a homebody, but not an introvert.
oh,
Like
interesting.
if he's out with the people, I don't have to babysit him at all.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like he's meeting the people and greeting the people and doing the things, and I'm like,
So
yeah.
so your PK-ness didn't help, but it didn't get in the way either.
It didn't get in the way because what people in my industry, no one cares.
Right.
Correct.
It's like, so who cares?
I wish it was like that everywhere.
It's the narrative, and I've built it into my story for sure. Like I had someone interview me to write my bio and they were like, wow, that's really interesting. You come from the South, like, and you're a pastor's kid. Like, how restrictive was that? But my parents weren't really restrictive. So I didn't have this whole like super conservative thing that I'm trying to break out of. And all. My mom was like, go ahead, girl, you want one more bagel? um, like like I said, like something clicked with them and they were just my cheerleaders. So it wasn't a big part of my narrative at all, really, as far as my career goes. The only thing that I would say was, and not is, it's not as challenging now as it was when I first got into fashion, when I graduated from Auburn, I was in retail. And in retail, you have to work on the Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. And so that was the first time ever as an adult I had to make that type of decision. And I lost my job over it. And I moved home because of it.
Wow.
I was in DC. I was working for Everett Hall, which used to be a men's, well, they still there, but he used to dress like every basketball player known to man. So we would have, except for Michael Jordan because he had his own suit line, but we would have like Charles Barkley coming in, Dikembe Mutombo coming in, like, and all these people are coming in getting suits made by Everett. And I was one of the few women, I was the only woman there. And he needed me to cover some stuff on the floor. Even though I was a design assistant, he wanted me to cover stuff on the floor on Saturday from time to time. And I said, that's the line in the sand for me. And that's just for me.
Yeah.
Right.
That was my line. And it still is my line in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one thing that there's a lot of things I don't compromise over, but I guess that's the thing that's uniquely attached to not so much my PK-ness, but me associating. And you could say Adventist, but I don't even say Adventist. I'm a Sabbath keeper and I'm a Bible believer.
Right.
Because Adventism got a whole bunch of stuff.
It's got a whole thing happening that we ain't necessarily.
I don't know. Like, it's like,
I know some of the stuff y'all are doing. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I even go to church. Like I love my pastor. We went to Pine Forge together, but there's certain things that, I don't know. I don't necessarily, they don't align, but I will say the Sabbath has always been, because we need a day of rest. And so if he tells me a specific day, and I'm believing whatever else is in the book, then that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
No biggie.
So this is kind of a little bit random. I just kind of Googled you. Not just now, but before the
Google
leading up to the show, and I saw an interview that you did in an online magazine. This is from 2022. Here's my question: how famous are you?
I'm not.
This says
no one knows me.
Hold on, wait, Twyla. This says we're excited to introduce you to the always interesting and insightful Twyla Grider. Okay, introduce means one thing, but always interesting and insightful means we have a level of knowledge already about this person. So,
I'm not famous at all. I wish, because then my fashion line would be everywhere. Right. I would be rich.
How many of these have you done?
I've done a couple.
Like a Prince outfit. What was that? Go back.
That was the original sketch for Bootsy Collins.
Oh, nice.
And we worked with a wonderful tailor in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Nice.
And we worked with a wonderful tailor in Los Angeles to bring that to life. She's always done all of Bootsy's costumes. And so I sent her the sketch and we worked through it and she did amazing work.
This looks like it's posed. This looks like you're working.
One was for it was for a project I was working on and they needed some type of headshot or something. Yeah. And so the photographer did that.
Yeah.
The other one was also for that.
Oh,
This
really?
is work that I've done. See, this is just design work, the old magazine stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's all your stuff there
That's all
too.
your stuff. Oh, you took down the website.
Yeah, it's gonna
Mhm.
go back up soon.
That's what's up.
But that's all the
I
stuff.
mean, there's so many pieces here that Paul, again, just write it up into a script. Like, this is a fantastic movie. And Paul was right. You have a very interesting life, and um, you look happy.
You do. You look like you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah, you look like you're enjoying yourself.
I do enjoy myself. So this is the thing, in full transparency. So prior to, not even prior to the pandemic, during the pandemic, I was so scared here in New York because
Mm.
people were like right before they shut New York down, my colleague in Hong Kong was like, "Yo, you're still there?" And I was like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Go home." And like this is literally the conversation we had. And so I came back to my office at the time was in Midtown, and I told my associate designer, I said, "We're going home." And he's like, "Did they announce it?" And I said, "No, I'm just making the decision." And so then I go to my VP and I was like, "I'm going home." And she was like, "Home meaning Union City?" And I was like, "Oh no, home, Alabama."
Yeah.
And she was like, "What?" I was like, I have at the time Maxwell was like 8. I was like, "I have a son. I can't, I have elderly parent. Like I can't play around, but I've already talked to IT. We're ready to go home." So we literally took a day to set my computer up, to set my associate designer's computer up. We took pictures of everything. We packed things in boxes and I shipped them to Huntsville and
Mm.
we drove all day, me and one of my god brothers to Huntsville, picked up my niece at Howard and we rocked. And I was there for 3 months working. And while I was there, I was for the first time so happy
Mm.
Mm.
because my son was doing virtual school next to me. My parents were there and we had Taco Tuesdays and we were cooking and hiking and doing all the things. My sister lived down the street with her daughter. And so my son got to hang with his cousin like every day. And I came back, and when they opened everything up, the hustle,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know I was hustling like that. I was getting
Yeah.
home at like 7. My son, like we're eating late. I'm picking him. It was too much.
Yeah.
And I had to make a decision. Um, do I step on faith? Now, the World Games contract was kind of in the works at the time, but the ink wasn't
Mhm.
on the paper. And so I really thought about it. I started dating my now boyfriend, and we talked about it. And I talked to my brother, who's always been a guiding light, and then I prayed about it. And I was talking to this lady who was like a coach, and she goes, "What's keeping you from doing it?" I
Mm.
was like, "I got a whole kid to take care of. What do you mean?" And my boyfriend goes, "Jump."
Mm.
Me and my son, right before we went to Martha's Vineyard for vacation, I went into the office and I said, "Here's my 2 weeks." And the conversation we had today with me and my son in the car, we were going to pick up my godson to go to the pool. And I go, "Maxwell, what do you think? How do you think we'd still be close if mommy stayed working in New York at the rate?" He was like, "I don't think so."
Mm.
Wow.
So even though I'm exhausted, I wake up at 5 and I go to bed at midnight and I do the things and um God every day shows me he's gonna sustain it. And every day I pray, God, do you want me to go back and get a real job? I'm for real. I be applying all the time. It's like a no, 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 no,
Wow.
no, no, no.
Wow.
And I'm like, but that money was good. We went to Martha's Vineyard on that money. But he has work for me to do elsewhere, so that's what I do. I can't volunteer at my church and clean it up and fix up the nursery if I'm working 60 hours a week. I can't pour into my son and all his artistic endeavors if I'm working 60 hours a week. At least there.
Right.
Here, I could fit it in. There, I'm on their clock.
Mhm. Mhm.
That to me, I love that. That to me is kind of what I think of when I think of the text that talks about the peace that passes all understanding.
I
Like
listen, because
like
I don't
your
understand.
situation, yeah, your situation isn't really peaceful, but your peace is you have an inner peace. There's just a sense of there's something that comes along with doing what God tells you to do,
Mhm.
right? And it's like I'm just so secure in whatever else happens because I'm
And I'm
following
not
direction.
always secure.
Of course,
Sometimes I'm
of course.
clapping back. Like
Yeah.
I would say, I'm a brat. Like I'm like, really? This is what we're doing? So you're telling me I can't go to Martha's Vineyard next week because so you're telling me, me and God be having whole real conversations. He's probably like this girl.
That's
Um,
relationship.
That's
Conversations,
exactly
relationship.
exactly
and
right.
so I'm happy in general, right? I have
Mhm.
everything I need. My son is healthy. I have a beautiful relationship. My parents I have a beautiful family. My parents are taken care of. Like, I have everything I need. So, what I try to do is, even when it's not looking exactly how I wish it would, sometimes I got to sit down, feel how I feel, get back up,
Mhm.
and say, all right, well,
I
I
guess we're
gotta
still doing this.
Yeah, I guess we're still literally that is it. It's like, so
Yeah.
we still doing this today, huh? Because I just applied to that director job and I still didn't get it. So okay, I guess this is where we are. Because it's not like it's not this once I made that decision, it shifted my lifestyle
Hmm.
Mhm.
drastically. So
Mhm.
it's not that I'm happy. I mean, I am happy. It's just like I can only sit in stuff for so long. So I'm gonna feel how I feel. I'm gonna take a moment. I tell my son this all the time. Feel how you feel. Take a moment. Are we good? Do we need to take another moment? Okay, let's proceed. And that's the attitude I've kind of always had. If it comes off, I'm not unhappy, I'll put it that way. I'm very grateful
Hmm.
for sure. But I have moments.
There are
Yeah.
a lot of really good sound bites and encouraging words to anybody who's thought
Mm,
about for years starting something and is scared to do it, or thinks
mm.
they don't have the money, but they still feel the call to just do it. Just jump and do it. And I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to
Entre-
y'all.
entrepreneurship is it can be terrifying, you
Yeah,
know.
Yeah.
because
It
there's
can be
no security in it at
terrifying.
all.
Yeah,
At all.
Mm-mm,
so
mm-mm. And
I-
especially now, because
yeah, yeah. We don't know what's about to happen.
we don't
Right.
know, right?
Right.
Mhm.
We do know. We just
Right.
don't want to
And we
admit it.
know, but
Well, we know, but
we just hope it
right.
don't happen in our lifetime. But
Right.
Yeah, that's the prayer. Ain't that the prayer? Lord,
just
just
delay
let
it like 60
me,
years.
no, just let me get, yeah. Nah, it's about to be a wrap, but
Yeah, well, yeah. It's
it
done.
is
We're
what
done.
it is. I be telling my friend she has a farm. She has acreage of land. I'd be like, yo, I want to build a bunker, like right. She think I'm playing. I'm dead serious. Anyway,
You got the space. Come on.
Right, exactly.
I
Exactly.
mean,
All right.
This was a
We
great
are
conversation,
about
though.
out of time.
Yeah.
We didn't do random trivia. Wow.
I saw it wasn't even in there, so that's okay.
I forgot. I forgot to write
That's
a
no
question.
problem.
Okay, so I guess we're not doing random trivia today.
It was still
We'll
a
spare
better,
you.
Paul.
Let me
We'll
put this
spare you
back
the
up
random
here.
trivia.
Better, Paul.
I guess we start. We end where we started. Huh? Where you admonishing me for my terrible.
If you guys
This is
need
what
a-
we do. This is what we
Right.
do.
That's it. That's
if you
it.
guys need a product developer for that idea that you've been scared to start, here's Twyla's information.
Yep.
Reach out to her.
You still do film television stuff?
I haven't in a while, but I'm definitely open to it. It's a space that I've always wanted to get into.
Okay, good. I got a movie coming.
Let's do it.
We gonna chat.
My son is an actor.
You told me that.
Ooh.
Yeah, you told me that.
See, that's
How
what
old are you?
mama's got to do.
13?
He is for real. He's like in a fine art school. That's like
Nice.
No, how old is he?
he's 12.
12. Okay, I was thinking 13. Okay. How
He'll
tall
be
is he?
13 in September. He's 5'2", 5'3".
Okay. Is he built like his mom or his dad?
He like football player.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
He's
He's
broad.
solid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's solid. He a big boy.
Okay, we're gonna chat. We're gonna chat.
You got my info.
I do. I'm gonna hit you up.
Thank you so much for
Thank
giving
you.
us
Taking time out of your busy schedule.
Yeah, thank your son too for
Letting us borrow you.
He is not paying any attention at all. They're in there on that Nintendo Switch living their best life.
You got the Switch 2 or the Switch 1?
He has to switch one. Listen, I'm an entrepreneur. Who got money for all of that?
That's too money, right?
And the one is fine.
No, he makes his own money. He
nice.
he a hustler, so he wants it. He can go get it. That's how we do in this house. He does, like, for real. He sells sneakers, sweatshirt. Like he
Nice.
he gonna be okay.
All right. I'm gonna put you backstage. If you can hang out for a minute, we're gonna end and come talk to you for a quick second.
Sure.
All right, cool.
Thanks
Another quick
again.
commercial. We'll be right back. And thanks, Twyla. And we'll be right back.
Look at you.
I told you she was interesting.
Very, very interesting. That was very interesting. And there's a lot of things we didn't get to talk about that I wanted to ask, but time is a thing. But
I know. Well, see, I know so little about her work, the kind of work that she does. I know nothing about fashion and design and drawing. I don't know anything about any of that. My creativity is pretty much words and visuals. So I don't know. The rest of that stuff I really don't know. So it's kind of wanted her to just talk for a while, which she did, because I don't even know what to ask. Like, I just want to hear about it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But that was cool. That was fun. By the way, I always kind of feel the need to explain that commercial a little bit, because
I was thinking the same thing as it was happening. So it's a reference to the Get Out movie, which is old at this point. And Paul and I are, this is so stupid. This was my idea. This is the one I know this was mine. Paul and I are blinking in Morse code the letters GIAP, which is God is a person, which is the title of our book, which, by the way, let me put this here. So the title of our book is God is a person, GIAP. We're Morse code blinking that in that commercial, trying to basically hypnotise you into buying it. That was the idea.
The sound effect too. We're trying to like an
So
Inception thing, right?
Yeah. Just that's what that was.
Totally Claire's idea. One of those jokes that no one will ever get. Like no one is ever gonna know what
we
we're
have
doing.
To explain that every time. Have to.
But it's funny to us. So that's enough.
Yeah, hilarious. I laugh every time.
And I want to remind you guys that our first commercial is a joke. There are no Moses' burning bush barbecue with chips. It doesn't exist. Our second commercial is not a joke. There is a book.
It's funny, but it's
series
not a
of
joke.
books. God is a person, to help you develop a relationship with a person. We talk about this in the introduction of the book. We deliberately don't use any man-made structure to help explain or help understand who God is. We use the Bible as our primary source, and that's it. We're not using religious culture. We're not using whatever, any of that other stuff. So
we tried our let's say we tried
we
our
tried
best,
to do it that way.
Yeah, we tried our best not to let those, because we have those blinders because we grew up
Right.
in a religion. So
Right.
we have those things, but we tried our best to kind of move them aside and just look at what the Bible says about the person of God. So that's what the book is.
Yeah. All right. The end. Thanks everybody for watching.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks to our guest again, Twyla Grider. That was great. We'll see her work on the big screen hopefully once I get this movie going. I'm gonna hit her up for sure. Because her stuff is dope. Like the clothes. Go check out our website. Check out About Eve. We put the website is. I made a banner for it. There's the website there.
There you go.
Eve by
I thought
Twilight.
she said it wouldn't.
Eve by Twilight.
That's her. Okay.
Not About Eve. Eve by Twilight.
Okay.
I'm looking at the About page on her Eve. But okay. Anyway.
Okay. Thanks everybody.
Check it out. Thanks guys. See you next time.
Bye. Peace.